Hello, my fellow board gamers. Today I am bringing you a playthrough of Global Mogul. This is all about money, might, and mastery. Brought to us by Mayfair Games. We've got the designer hiding here, Bill. And this one plays 1 to 4. I am demonstrating the solo option today, just me. And it takes up to about 2 hours, which is about right. Now, I have previously done an overview and a run through on this. I'll give you a brief summary as to what is going on and then pretty much dive straight in. So we have an empire. We're trying to take hold of companies to give us better abilities. We're trying to get hold of government contracts and fulfill them for money, and VPs for the end. We're trying to get private contracts as well. Maybe we go to the resource market to get resources there because we can't produce them, or we can try and produce them by heading into the emerging markets, which will eventually become the open market. And if we can invest in these as well, and if we produce those resources and we take them into our sort of player area here. Maybe we're going to we have to send our agents out to do that. There'll also be area control going on, and you'll be taking majorities for victory points at the end of the game as well. So there's all your actions here. You've got 5 actions. Now we're playing the base game. There is a standard game, which I'd probably recommend in sort of 2, 3, 4 player games. Solo, though, we're just going to the base game. Some additions to setup then. So we're going against the random player, it says. They will have 22 of these agents. And they will have, we will have put a token of a neutral player on every other part of the venture capital spot. Normally that'd be sort of open and players can attain those. So in this game, every other is covered up. Market's the same as a 2-player set. We're playing up to 6 turns. We start with $20, all our agents, and we've got 7 on the side here to potentially attain. We've got a lumber and a blue collar worker. Now you do need 260 dice in this solo game. And we're going to start by giving the random player some influence in the open markets. Now, how this works is you're going to roll both dice for each one. So Venezuela, we've got a double 2. So we go from left to right. So that would be 1. This would be 2. So we're going to place one of their tokens there to show that they've got that resource. Now, if it was a 6, it would be on the highest to the right. If it was a double 6, it'd be the top 2 highest to the right. So double 2s don't do anything. We're going to go to Mexico. We've got a 1 and a 3, which is very nice for them. So they're going to go 1 there for the 1 pip and 1 there for the 3rd pip. And Ukraine, we've got a 3 and a 5. So just the 3rd spot for them. Okay, so that's the starting setup for there. Moving forward on turns, every other turn they'll be able to invest in the emerging markets unless I invest in the emerging markets, and they'll be able to copy as well using these dice. So make sure you got a couple of dice handy. Right, I believe we are good to go. So anything else in terms of, there's a slight variation when you do the market research action. Normally it's you get 2 agents. You can do that, which is basically dragging agents from here to here. But there's some variation in this solo play where you can either take one and take a turn at the beginning of the next go before the random player takes one of these contracts or one of these business potentially. Or you can take, instead of the 1 agent, you can take no agent, and you can take a turn at the end of the next turn where you get to invest in one of these emerging markets after the random player has done so. Right, we're kicking off then. And I should add that this game has got everything, all the information you need to hand. So there's 2-player board, there's 3 and 4-player boards, and they tell you what to do with all the shuffling in the cards and tells you the market rules. So I'll kind of go through that as I do each action. We have some money. We're looking at this market and we're thinking, okay, Venezuela and Mexico, well, they've all had some influence on them. And the way they're set out then in this open market is you've got the Americas, you've got Europe, and potentially you're going to have some here in Africa, I think it is, and then you've got Asia. And we can see that if investments are made in the emerging markets, they will come over to the open markets. If no investments are made, they'll just disappear from the game. Now, I should add, actually, the random player in turn 1 will take the first government contract, which is this row. So they're going to just take that one, and this is going to be adding to their VPs at the end. They also take 1 company, so they're going to take the top left one. So that prevents me from getting them, and they will only invest in the emerging markets if I do in turn one. Okay, so we've got everything available to us. I'm looking at the contracts. I kind of like going for government contracts because for every government contract you currently have, whether you completed it or not, if you take another one, you get $10 each for previous contracts. So that's kind of why I like to go for them. Now, I like the blue collar workers and the lumber, typically quite handy to go for. I'm looking at the markets in Ukraine, 20 and 20. I might have to go there. So we're going to send, we've got 5 actions and you can only do 1 action per turn. So we are going to go, I need some money though. Let's go venture capital. So you can see we place one of our tokens on one of these actions and it gives you a really good description below of what each one of those are. So venture capital, literally we send one of our agents, we put it on the lowest price, so we're going to get $20, $20 from our venture capitalist. That's 1 action and we keep going. So what else could we do? Well, I really want to start investing in the markets and sending my agents out there so we can get some produce. And I'm going to, although I could start going for the emerging markets, there's going to be a lot of influence and a lot of geography in terms of Europe coming out. And these are going to be some main markets, some VPs on the side, which will make sense shortly. But they're not cheap though. Brazil's not too bad, 20 and 20. I think I'm going to go for Ukraine then. I am going, but I need a slightly more money really if I want to invest in something else as well. I need $10 more. How can I get $10 more? Let's look at these companies then. We've got Golden Productions. When you take a production action, take 1 extra gold if you produce any. At the beginning of each turn, take 1 agent from your extra agents. That is really nice. I want that for sure because that will prevent me having to take the market research action or the take government grant action. But that's going to cost me $10. I need some money. I can't fulfill a contract just yet unless I spent some money to get resources to then fill a contract to then get some money paid out. This is really tight. Right, how else can I get some money then? Maybe I'm just going to... I'm going to go... I need $20, folks, is what I need to do everything I want. And this is painful. I'm going to go and take a government grant, which means I take $10, boom, from the bank, and I take 1 agent into my stock, so I get another agent. I am now crazily going to go to the markets. So that is going to be the resource market here. And it says I can sell up to 5 of my resources at half the current price. So the price, you've got discounted ones here, so it's going to be at that price. And I could buy up to 5 at the current price, taking the discounted resources while they last. So you can see how this works is you're in the 10 bracket, anything that's got these on, and once those are gone, you then go down to the base price, which will then be 20. So once these lumber have gone, remind you how many to begin with, you're going to go to the base price. Same with these. So I'm going to actually go to the market and sell these 2, and they're going to be half price. So 5 for that one and 5 for that one is $10. Now I've got all the money I need. Firstly, I'm going to go to the business spot, which is where I can buy a company. I'm going to take this one, which will do me wonders. Right, that at the beginning of each turn, I take 1 agent from my extra agents and add it to the stock. I really like that one. I'm going to pay $10 for that one. Okay, my last action is going to the open markets, which is actually a fairly good move because the random player is not going to get to invest in the emerging markets unless I do. So if I go to Ukraine now, these free markets are disappearing. They're not going to come back out, which is a bit of a shame because there's some nice victory points on offer there. But I've got to play what's in front of me, and I'm definitely going to go to this one, which is the yellow one here, which is invest in open markets. So I can invest up to 3 agents or move 3 agents into these markets. You can either put all 3 in one market, or you could put 2 in a primary market and 1 in any other market known as a secondary market. You could just put 1 down, you could just put 2 down. You can't put 3 down in different locations. So we're going to go to Ukraine then. We're putting an agent here, so that's going to cost us 40, and then we're going to send another agent to Venezuela for the secondary market, and that is going to cost us 50 bucks. We had exactly what we needed. Now, we take the tokens to represent what we've acquired, and that is going to be 2 lumber. So you can see the resources. Lumber's green, so we take a green token, and we place this under lumber to show we now produce 2. We also have a blue collar worker, which is blue tokens, so we're going to take one of those. So this kind of keeps track of what you're producing rather than having to sort of tally up constantly. And right, so that was that. Now, whilst you're doing this, it's quite handy to put these tokens on. And this shows you who has the most influence there, and control, and secondary control, and presence. So at the moment then, you need at least 2 of your agents on there to participate. So no one's participating in that one. I am participating in this one, so I'm going to place that there to show I have most influence. So I'm going to get 1 victory point at the end if I, well, there's no more spots for anyone to go. This one is currently the random player, so 2 VPs for them. Now, if I did have 2 agents on there, and it comes down to whoever has the furthest right. So, you know, they'd get second place to get 1 VP for Mexico. Okay, so that, folks, is the end of 1 turn. We go over to turn 2 here, get all my actions back. So we've got 5 of those. The random player is not investing in emerging market. So these are all gone. These are all gone as well, so let's just dispose of those. Companies are gone, and then we just replenish it for the new round, and it kind of says it all on here as well. So we're going to get 4 more of these. Hopefully we get some nice companies to invest in, although I have no money. So we're getting 4 out of the public contracts. And I should add, when you get to this little asterisk at turn 4, which you'll see soon, we will take 5 of the public, the private contracts out. Okay, so that's that one. We then reveal 4 more of these into the emerging market. What have we got? United States, United Kingdom, Indochina, and Israel, which is Africa and Middle East, that's known as. So that is turn 1. Over to turn 2 then. This time, the random player is going to take one of the private contracts. So they're going to take this one, add that to their pile. And they will definitely be investing in the emerging markets. So I'm going to kind of leave the dice there to remind me of that. What am I doing now then? So I'm also, at the start of my turn, I'm going to get another agent, which is fantastic. Okay, I'm looking at the businesses, so they don't take a business this time. So lumber procurement, you may buy or sell up to 3 lumber. That's not too bad. Buy up to sell 3 blue collar workers. Oh, this is okay. Collect control bonus. Collect 10 bucks at the beginning of each turn for each region where you have sole control, which is currently nowhere. So I'm not probably going to go for that. When you take a production action, take 1 extra lumber if you produce any. I do produce lumber. Maybe I want to get for that. It's 2 VPs as well. Now, these icons on the side come into play when you're playing the multiplayer game and you're collecting, that you get bonuses for whoever has the most different types. I'm interested by that lumber because it gets me extra wood, and I'm looking at these contracts. And if I was to, I need some oil. Oh, there is an oil here. If I was to get that Venezuela, I could take control. But then I maybe want to start investing in some of the higher end, lucrative sort of technology and white collar workers. I've got no money. Right, I'm definitely going to have to go to venture capital. That's our first action. So send an agent out here, 30 bucks. I'm then going to take a public contract. I'm just going to get it before it goes. So I'm going to go to, where's that one? Yeah, that one there. And I'm going to take this contract. Can't fulfill it just yet, so just keep it next to me. And I'm going to need 3 blue collar and 4 wood. Now I produce 2 wood and I produce 1 blue collar worker. I could go to the market and buy them there. Quite costly though. And what we're going to do next. I definitely want to invest. They're definitely investing in these, so maybe I want to get ahead there. Indochina looks quite nice to get blue collar workers and the lumber, so maybe I want to sneak in that market. But these are all little markets, they're only one VP, whereas United Kingdom and USA, you're paying big bucks, but that's more VPs for the end. I've only got 30 bucks. I really need to get this contract fulfilled, which means more lumber and blue collar workers. And oil. Oh, I didn't even take the oil one, did I? The private one. But it'll take me another one of my actions to attain that. I could achieve it, though. It gets me 40 bucks. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to get... I don't like to go for private and public. I like to stick to one. If I was to achieve this, I need 2 more lumber, which I don't think I can do unless I go to... All right, we're going to go for a private contract. We're going to take the hospital. And we're now going to go and invest in the open markets. We've got $30. Oh, that's not enough. I do need just oil. Right. Got one more action after that, which I'm going to want to use for produce. So we're going to go to the open market. We're just sending one agent out frustratingly. We're spending 20. We're now going to take an oil token to represent that we now produce 1 oil. We now, as our final action, are going to go to produce. So we literally produce what is on here. We produce 1 oil, 2 lumber, and 1... Oh dear, only 1 blue collar worker. Oh, I thought I had 2. That's very painful. Right, that didn't go to plan, folks, because I was hoping to have enough resource and mixture to fulfill the hospital to get me the 40. Okay, we've missed out there. That's done though. We'll carry on. So we've used all our turns. We now go to the random player, and they're investing in the emerging markets. So we'll start at the United States. A 2-2. So they're going on that spot. That's not too bad. United Kingdom, a 1 and a 2. That's painful. Israel. This is not good at all. Indochina, 1-1. Okay, so they've invested in all of the markets. So end of the round then, we discard all these. And these as well. All of these markets come down, so I'm going to have to probably budge my cards out of the way. United Kingdom, Israel, Indochina. We then draw 4 more of these. So Australia, Singapore, Philippines. I did shuffle these, I promise. Wow, we got 4 different areas in Asia coming out. That's going to be highly, well, I say highly contested, not really. Well, they're not going to be able to invest in them next round. So if I leave them alone, that could actually work in my favour. Okay, so we are... trying to think if that was the second round, wasn't it? So we're actually into round 3 now. So we've got the last 4 of the A deck. There is a B deck just out of camera view. There should be one of these left. And then we've got 4 more of these. Now the random player this time is going to take the top, well, the first it's called. So they're going to be taking this company and adding it to their pile because that's the VPs they're going to score. And it's going to be a government contract as well. And they will not be investing in emerging markets this time. So let's put some tokens on here. So they currently have 4 victory points because they got two of their agents out, which qualifies for that. They've only got the 1 here and the 1 there. And we actually have attained Venezuela. Now, why this is important is because you're going to get bonus points, and it kind of reminds you on your board, 3 victory points for each region controlled. So this is a region, Americas, and you've got Europe, etc., etc. So at the moment, I've control 1, they control 1. So if it's a tie, it comes down to whoever has the most investments, so total tally of your investments there. And then it comes down to, if it's still tied, most VP in a region. So at the moment, they're beating me there because they got more agents, and they're beating me there because they got more agents as well. So I kind of need to be savvy over my open market investments. Right, back To turn 3, we've got 5 actions. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit beaten here. I need lumber and blue collar workers. So I'm looking at the open markets and I'm thinking, okay, it's going to have to go over to Asia. They got some nice wood at $20. We've got United States as well, which is in the wood game, but $30. But first, I need some money. I'm heading to the venture capitalists, folk. My agents having to constantly go and hound them for more money. And it makes a difference because these agents, you've only got a finite number of agents. You want to be sending them out here to attain investments to produce, and they're producing resources from around the world. Instead, I'm off to the bank trying to get money, which is kind of part of the game anyway. So we've got $50. So at the moment, we've got 60. We are going to then go to the open market. Well, I'll tell you what, the Asia emerging markets is some very cheap resources. And if I do go there, I do like the look of Pakistan actually, but I'm going to have to wait a whole turn before those come back here. So it's, once you can't produce from the emerging markets, so I'll have to wait till turn 4 before they come here, and then I can produce. But they are cheap and they could give me some nice influence in that region. So what would the cost be? If I go 50 for these 2 blue collar and that one is 70, whereas I could pay 50 and take complete control of Pakistan, but it's only 1 VP though. That's $20. Have I even got enough money for? I've got 60, so I could. I'm $10 short on that one. Maybe I want to try and take Mexico. I could take a bit of gold. Is there anything that needs gold? We've got a gold mine. This would be really nice if I could get in that game. Right. I am going to go for a public contract before they disappear, and I'm going for the interstate. So even though I haven't completed this dam yet, they're giving me $10 because I've took another government contract. So boom, $10. That doesn't apply with the privates though, which is a shame. So that's that action. I am going to invest. I'm going to leave these alone. No, but then, I don't know. I really don't. If I invest in those, then the random player will get to invest in them, which could be very bad if they start getting loads of influence on them. Okay, I'm going to ignore them, and I'm going to go to the open market, which is this one. I'm going to get some agents, and we're going to go, right, 20 for that wood, 20 for gold. We'll get some gold on the go, and then we're going to go 20 for that one. So $60. I've got enough money, and that now gives me influence on Indochina. I increase my production of lumber to 3. I'm now on the gold game. I produce 1 gold. And we've got another blue collar worker. So we've got 2 of those, which is only applies to the open markets, folks. If it's in the emerging, you would not be producing right now. So you'd have to wait till you put these tokens on. And just to double check, we've got 2, 5, 6, 7. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are now going to produce. So we're going to take 2 blue collar workers. We've got 3 lumber coming our way. It's all going to be spent straight away. And we've got 1 oil and gold. Very nice. We're going to complete one of these. What can we do then? We're going to do this dam. So we're going to spend 3. Well, actually, how much am I getting paid out? $30. So we've got 3 blue collar workers back in the supply. And we've got 4 lumber. So we've completed the dam. We're going to be getting $40 payout. Very nice. And we flip that to show we've completed it. It's got us 3 victory points for the end of the game. What resources have we got left? We can't produce again. We've got 1 more action, so we can either go to the emerging markets, which I'm avoiding because I know the random players with those dice rolls, are going to get heavily invested in them, which will give them a really good opportunity to dominate another region, which will give them 3 victory points at the end. Am I going to buy business? I haven't even looked at what we got. Oh, I forgot to take my agent as well at the beginning of the turn. When I take a production action, I take one extra blue cot. I'm definitely going for that one. Yeah, we're going for blue dollar production co, which means when I take a production action, which frustratingly I should have looked at those before I did my production action, because I could have another blue collar worker right now. Right, that's a shame, but that's the importance of looking at the cards out there first. So we're going to pay $10 for that. We're going to place that one on the buy business. I get 2 VPs as well at the end. Okay. That is the end of that round, and the random player is not investing in emerging markets unless I had. So we're over to turn 4 then. So we dispose of all of these because there was no investments made. We get rid of any remaining there. So there is a few for variety. We bring in the Bs for the global markets. So these will be hopefully not all Asia again. Oh my days. It's all Asia again. We've got 4 more cards in Asia. That means there's going to be a lot of Europe and America and Africa and Middle East, which is giving me some insider information. Okay, we will dispose of all of these. Let's just take them. And we've got the B deck coming into play now. Hoping to get some good capital from those venture capitalists now. Okay, so we are bringing in the B deck for these. Still only 3 contracts out. You can see how much more resource. I haven't even invested in technology, those little laptop symbols. I've got 1 gold on the go though. Right, we've got 4 of these out. So we're in round 4. And we are after the private contracts as well. Hopefully they are just in the camera view for you. We've got 3. I feel so underprepared as an organisation of resources. I've barely got anything. I've been investing in these quite expensive open market locations where usually I go heavy on the emerging markets, but that's the theme about this game I love. Considering it looks rather basic and bland with the artwork, the actual power play, folks, is very interesting and challenging and exciting, this solo game, because my strategy would usually go to emerging markets in the first 1 or 2 turns, but because they've been coming out in clusters, me investing in them then gives the random player in this case the chance to participate, which is dangerous because if they get, they're not having to pay, they're just luck of the die, and if they get loads of investments, I'm giving them power over that market, whereas at the moment, at least I can control, what I am influencing in the open markets. But this turn, round 4, the player's going to take a private contract. They're not taking a business, but they will be investing in these emerging markets. So maybe this is the time at round 4 or 6 for me to be investing in those cheap resources. And I like the look of some of these laptops and a white collar work I could do with some of those. I've got 0 being produced. Okay, so take these back. We've done that. Right, I'm definitely going to venture capital. Again, we're getting $60. Okay, let's take that. So we got 80. We've got 100. We've still got some contracts to fulfill. We're also going to take one of these at the beginning of the turn. And if we do production, we get 1 extra blue collar worker. So I still need lumber and blue collar workers. But I'm looking at those contracts. I like the public ones. They tend to give you less money because you can see this one here, $120. But these will typically give you more victory points. I've got no chance of completing these unless I go to the resource market, which I, folks, find typically quite redundant in a solo play. I just can't see the benefit of paying $20 for this. Well, $10 for that, and you work your way down 20. So that's $30 just for 2 oil, and I'm only getting a 50 payout, and I need all the laptops and stuff as well. So in a multiplayer game, I think the resource market comes in much more handy because other players participate and the prices are what they are. So what are we going to do? Well, I'm not producing yet. I need to invest a little bit more. I've got some money, and looking at these then, I've got influence here. Mexico would be quite... United States. I need to get in on the United States game, really. That's 5 victory points. United Kingdom as well. He's currently got some white-collar workers. Right, we're going heavy. Well, my strategy is that the emerging market's going to be tricky to take control of because the random players definitely rolling for those. So if I forgo, I've got a bit of influence here. So maybe if I get 2 and see what happens with their roll, I can try and take control of these 2 markets here potentially. So we're going to go to the open market, which is the yellow one. We've still got plenty of agents. We've got $100. So we're going to go to the United States. No, UK. So we're going to go and get some white collar workers. So that's going to cost me 60. Do we need that oil for 30? Right, we are. I'm thinking of investing elsewhere because I could do with another blue collar worker really to complete all these. Or maybe I want to start. Maybe we give up on Mexico because it's only 2 VPs. We're going to go for the United States. And we're going to go for this lumber then. So that's going to cost us 90 in total. That was a lot of investment. We're then going to get white collar workers then. We've got 2 produced on that when we come around to do that. And we've got another lumber, so we flip that over to 4. Okay. Now if I remember right, our influence now, we are top dog on this one because we got 4 influence in the overall market because it's a tie 2 and 2, and we are furthest right. So yeah, we are going to currently take 4 victory points, and it reminds you at the top as well, and 2 victory points for them. There's also opportunities for presence. So in these larger markets, the UK and United States, if it has an option for 1 VP at the end, that reminds you it's presence. So we're currently going to score 1 VP here for presence as well, which reminds you in the end of the rules. So that was our second action, and we paid our money. Third action then. Hey, are we going to produce? Are we going to take a contract? Am I going to get resources from the market? Either way, businesses. I haven't even looked at the businesses. I need to do that. Once, immediately take 3 agents. I'm not too fussed about agents. I'm quite well stacked. You might buy or sell up to 2 gold each turn for $10 without taking a resource market action. Oh, I like this one. Yeah, we are doing it. So we're going to build a company, and we're going to pay $10, and I have got $10. How lucky is that, right? $10. And we are now, so this lets me take an extra white collar work if I produce any, and I do produce some. So we're going to go and produce. Boom. We are taking, let's just double check the maths. 2, 4, 8, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. So we're taking 2 blue collar workers. We've got 2 white collar workers plus the extra one and plus the extra blue collar worker for these companies. They're really nice, they are. 4 lumber. And we've got 1 oil and 1 gold. We are not in the laptop industry, but that's not too bad. You might go heavy and not diversify as much to fulfill certain ones. You can see you kind of need a little bit of everything, which maybe that's where the resource market will come into play for you. Now, these completion of these can be done at any point. So I'm going to complete an interstate, which is going to be 4 lumber. And, oh no, I've only got 3 of the blue collar workers, so we're going to have to wait for that one. So let's take my 4 lumber back instead. We are going to spend 2 lumber, 1 oil, and 2 blue collar workers to complete a hospital, which is going to get me $40. And I think I'm going to go and spend my last action to get a public contract. Now, I am in the game of white collar workers and oil, but I'm not laptops. So do I go for the lesser of 2 evils, this one? Because that is 6 VP if I can complete that. So we're going to get $10. Oh, but is it 10? I think it's $10 for each previous contract. So I think that's actually $20 I'm getting. So, oh, yeah, last turn. So we are discarding all these. And we are, well, we'll replenish those in a second. We first have to do the emerging market for these guys. So China then, they've got a 2 and a 5. That's painful. Japan then, oh wow, 2 and a 5 again. South Korea is, nope, 4 and a 5's out of it. Indonesia is a 6, so that's going to be on the end one. So South Korea is gone. These guys are coming down. So Asia is now one of the bigger markets in play, which makes a difference in terms of attaining those 3 VPs at the end. Okay, let's move that one down just to match. That's just in the camera view, hopefully. Right, so we're drawing out 4 more. So we've got Turkey, we've got, here we go, there's going to be all of the Africa and Middle East, Scandinavia as well. So let's put those there. Let's draw these out, 5 again, we're over to round 5. Now, folks, if you're still watching, I am excited about a new game coming out by the same designer. It's called American Mogul. They reckon it's going to be even better. I can't wait to get a copy of that. So if you are liking what you're seeing, folks, go and check that out on The Geek. I'm buzzed to play more of this type of game. Okay, so markets up. What are they doing? Round 5. They're taking a government contract. They're also taking companies. And they will not be investing in these unless I do so, which is a big shame. Because I could probably do with taking this market of cheap. Look how cheap those resources. That is what's been different in this game, folks. Usually, the Africa and Middle East come out a little bit earlier. And look how cheap. You get oil. Very thematic. Saudi Arabia, you've got Turkey with cheap resources. It's been really hindered with some expensive resources. Okay, so 5 actions back. Round 5. Can we fulfill any... Oh, we get another agent over as well for our agent bonus code. We could do, right, looking at the markets, and I better replenish where we are. That's fine, that's fine. This one's fine, that's fine. This one, they're going to get 5 victory points because they got the most. They're going to get 5 victory points for Japan, and that one's nothing at the moment as well. Oh my days. But I could do with, maybe I do go over there, sneak into the market. They've definitely got more. Well, to complete these, I need more white-collar workers. I produced 2. I could do with some more of them. And I need loads more lumber and blue-collar. So maybe I need to get some blue-collar workers and some white-collar workers. India's looking quite nice for that. It cost me $60. Could give me majority there. I could go to Japan. But still won't give me majority. Where do I want to take over here? United States, but I don't really need oil laptops or gold. Unless these contracts, oh, that's not too bad. Laptops and gold, maybe. It's only $40 though. This one could be quite a nice one. It's small payouts. So you will have shuffled A and Bs into the A deck and the B. So you can see there's a few weaker ones in the B deck here. Private contracts. That one would be quite easy to complete. 2 of them and 3. Get some money. That's not too bad. A skyscraper as well. I've got the resource match for that. Maybe we're going to go for a private contract. We're going to go for a skyscraper. And we're just off from completing that already. Now, rather than investing... So I'm already taking dominance in Europe, so do I need to rush to the emerging markets to get Scandinavia? Probably not. And even though that's so cheap, I don't want to give random player the opportunity to get in that market. So I'm not going to go to emerging markets. I'm definitely going to get some venture capital. I keep forgetting about that one. So I'll send someone up there. $80 this time. So we got enough money. Now, what companies have we got out? Once, without taking a venture capital, you may buy, so you can pay your venture capitalists off So that's about paying them off, which in the 2-3-4 play game, that's where you'll make the most of these, because you want to get whoever has the most here has to pay or lose victory points, if I'm right. So that doesn't apply in the solo game. Right, so we are not going to go build. We're going to go to the open market before we produce. We've got enough agents, we've got enough money. I forgot we got these 3 white collar workers here actually. I need 4. So, which market do we? Well, United States, we need to take those 5 victory points really. I'm not going to even think about it, I'm just going to do it. So we're going to go 40 and 40. So we're now producing another oil. And we're in the technology game. We then have 1 to send to a secondary market. So I'm just going to place this on here. Secondary market then. Blue collar workers in Mexico. Maybe we want to go to... Well, we have to go to Israel actually. We're going to do that. Because we can't let them take the whole market just for 1 counter. Or actually... Right, backtrack. I'm not paying 40 for that when I can use this. So I'm going, here is my primary market. So that's going to get me 50. Well, cost 50 to go there. And then I'm just using this as my secondary market, which I'll go on laptops as well, actually. So we're paying 40 plus another 30 and another 20. So that's 90 to pay, which we're flush for money at the moment. So that's going to go up 2 on the laptops. I'm trying to think where my other laptop was being produced. Where was it? No, that's the one we've just done. Or maybe I've got the laptop. Oh, I did the laptop one already. I just took it, didn't I? So right, that's going to 2. And we did a white collar worker, so that's going to produce 3. Let's do the maths just to make sure. 2, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or what have I done there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Something's not right. 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, let's see what we are overdoing. Gold. I think it's the gold. I know we've got gold over there. Right, the numbers aren't adding up, folks. So we've got a lumber, 2 lumbers, 3 lumbers, and 4 lumbers. We've got 4 lumbers yet. We've got laptops. We've got 1, 2 laptops, 1 gold. We know we've got 1 gold. White collar workers producing 3. We got 1, 2, 3. And then blue collar workers, we're only producing 1. Where are we? 1, 2. Okay. I've got a variance somewhere, but I can't figure out, and I'm not going to waste your time by spending 20 minutes figuring out. So that's why it's important to keep track of the maths. Okay, where are we? So we've gone to open markets. We spent our money. Have we attained any more? We've got the United States. We're good. We're now going to produce. And I've got all these lovely bonuses coming my way as well. So production. We're getting 2 plus the bonus blue collar worker. So that's 3 then. We are getting 3 of the white collar workers. Is that the one I'm missing? 1? No, I've got 2. Actually, I should have 4 blue collar workers. No, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, we're getting 4 of those because we've got the 1 bonus. We're getting 4 lumber. Wow, I've got so many resources right now. I've got 2 oil. I've got 2 technology. Another gold. I need to use this gold. Okay, so let's fulfill some of these then. We are going to do the efficiency. Can we do this one? Yeah, we've got 4 blue collar workers done. We've got 2 lumber. We've got 1 technology, 1 oil, and 2 blue collar workers. That's 6 victory points, folks, and we're getting $50 back as well. And that was a private one. Can we do this one? No. Can we do that one? We're just off on that one. Unless I decide, look, I just need the VPs, I'm just going to pay. I think we are actually, well, to go to the resource market, I'm going to have to spend my last action. Now, I don't like the emerging market. I don't like the businesses. I'm okay for, well, I don't want to go to, well, maybe I do go to the stock market, we'll see. I'm fine for taking a government grant. I don't need the money and I don't really need the agents. I'll be getting one for free anyway. Market, I haven't really had to go at market research, which I don't really need to do, but like I said at the beginning of the game, you can take 2 agents, or you can take 1 agent, and on the next turn, I get to take one of these cards before the player does, which could be really powerful. Or I could take no agents, and on the next turn, invest in an emerging market after those players have. Which might be nice because there's an emerging market that might have disappeared they haven't actually invested in, which I thought they might have invested in. Okay, 1 action left. I really need to complete these. How am I going to achieve that? I can't produce again. I don't think it's wise taking another contract, although I've got so much gold here. If I took something like this, I could achieve that right. No, I couldn't achieve that. I could achieve this one right now, but that's only 2 victory points. Go on then, we're going to go and take a, oh, I've already taken a private contract. It's going to have to be a public one. I can't meet either of them. Okay. We're going to the resource market, folks. We're actually going. So I've got the forward then for this one. I've only got, maybe I go for this one instead. So we've got the 4 lumber. I'm short 1 blue collar worker. Now whilst I'm there, it's going to be too ludicrous to spend the money for that. So I could sell. Yes, I'm going to sell. So we're going to sell up to 5 at half price. So I'm just going to shift this gold. And we're currently at the discount rate of 20. So if that had disappeared, we'd be at the price of 30. So it's like demand and supply. It's cheap to buy, but it's also not a great cost to sell. So at the moment, half price, we're getting $10 for each of those. That's 30. We've sold 3 items. We can sell up to 2 more. We like the price of oil, maybe. That's at 20. So we'll sell our 2 oil for $20. Okay. We are now going to buy a resource at the current price. And we wanted a blue collar worker, which is going to cost us 10. So we will pay 10. And we are now able to complete this contract. So 3 blue collar workers, 4 lumber, 1 oil, $70 paid back. There's a lot of money transfer here. Boom, that's all our goes then. Right, that was very active. So round 6 then, so discard all these. We're getting there, folks. We are not far off. So, are they investing? No, they are not investing in these. So we got the last 4 out. So we got Argentina, we've got Canada, Germany, and Spain. We've got 5 more of these. Well, the last 5. We got still only 3 of these. And then we got 4 of these. Okie doke. Alright, I'm going to take my extra dude before I forget. So what they're doing in round 6 then, they're going to get 1 private company and they will be investing in the emerging markets at the end. Okay, which could really mess up the balance of power because I'm currently dominating these 2. And the odds of them getting some, oh my days, they're going to get influence on those. So I'm probably going to have to go to the emerging markets this time to defend some of my positions, which is a shame because they've taken control here. I'm a bit behind really to pull that back. I'm going to have to go heavy on these to protect these 2 areas. I love the fierce competition in this, even against this random player. Right, these are back. Last round. Company-wise then, They didn't get one of those. What have we got? We got technology. When selecting private, you could take up to 2 private contracts. That's quite handy. A bit late now. I can sell any one resource for $10 each without taking a resource market actions. There's some really nice actions on here. It's just the when they come out and whether they fit your strategy. That one's the global venture. No. I don't really need money. For the first time in the game, I probably don't need to go to the venture capitalist. I do need to complete this contract. And is there anything else out there? That's kind of nice. But I don't quite produce. So if I produce 4 wood, that's fine. Blue collar workers, I could do with producing a couple more of them. 2 blue would be handy. And then I could use my white collar workers, my lumber, my laptop. So that is quite a nice one for me. I think I'm going to go and get it before I forget. So we're going to public contract. It's housing platform. 3 VPs on offer. We are now going to go and invest in the open markets because I need blue collar workers. Right, where are we going to attain them? We could go to Mexico. And because I'm thinking now, if these come into play, right, I definitely need blue collar workers. So we're gonna go and send one here for $20. We're gonna go for that gold as well. So we now take majority there, which is important. And we've spent 40 so far. One other one in a secondary market. No point going there. We've sealed these. Maybe I just have an extra counter in here in case it comes down to that. Probably thinking maybe this I don't really need, or maybe I don't have to. Right, I'll just take those for 40. Although I did need another blue collar worker actually. So yes, I am going to go for a cheap blue collar worker down in Indonesia. Or if I went to here, I'd get at least 1 victory point for having presence there. So yeah, I'll pay the 30 happily instead then. So that's 30 plus the 40, $70. Done. And equally, I'm going to go up 2 on the blue collar workers. And where else did we go? It was Mexico, wasn't it? Another one on the gold. So that was that one. We're going to go and produce now then. And we are going to take 5 blue collar workers because of the extra one we've attained. We're going to take 4 white collar workers. We're going to take 4 lumber, 2 oil, and 2 laptops. 2 gold as well. Okay, that was production. Oh, what else have we got down here? No, we've already done those ones. Now we're going to have to fulfill some of these then. So this one is 2 white collar workers, 1 lumber, 2 laptops. We've got 50 payout and 3 VPs. This one then is going to be 4 blue collar workers, 4 lumber, $50 payout, and some more VPs. That's great. Right, 2 actions remaining, then it's all over. Emerging markets, that's what we said. We are going there, and we have got enough agents. So, what is highly contested then? Even if they get those 2, I've got control of 3 main regions. That's fine. I want to go over here then. So we're going to go for the cheapest. 20, well, if we go to the right, it'll break ties actually. So 20 and 20, and let's just pay all out 40 for that. So that's going to be 40, 70, 80, 90. We don't increase these because they're in the emerging markets. Last one then. So do we go for a public contract? Can I complete any of them? Do we buy a business, which is probably worth it just for those sort of VPs? It's no worth getting more money or getting any of the other actions. So what can we complete out of these then? We've got 2 white collar workers, we've got no lumber, we've got a blue collar worker, not enough laptops. We've got some gold, we got those, we got oil. We could do that one if we buy 3 laptops. That's 6 VPs, folks. We're going to do it. Oh no, I've only got one action. I was hoping to get that and then sneak to the resource market. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to fulfill any of those because they're laptop heavy, which is a big shame. Okay, so that's that action gone. It's going to have to be buy a business then for the most VPs. So we've got 2 VPs on them all. Let's just go for this one for $10. And that's there, $10. That's all of our actions. We're rolling for this player for Argentina. So they have got a 2 there. And we got a 1 there. Spain is going to be a 3. Well, they haven't done as well as I had anticipated. Germany, a 3 and a 5. We're blocking the 5, so just a 3 then. So these are all going to come into play. So I can just pop them here. And we're going to work out the markers then. So how this works. So we've ended, folks. We've ended. Let's just move these out of the way. We're going to figure out VPs. Now, I haven't got a pen and paper actually, so I will give you a demonstration of how this works. So first off, you're going to want to figure out who has control of the regions. So we've got all the markets, should I say. Argentina, 1 is not enough. You need 2 presents there. That is not enough, so we've done well. We're controlling that, 2 versus 1, 2 versus 2, but we have the furthest to the right. They're in second place, and we're controlling that, and 1 doesn't count. But they will get 1 for presents, actually. I'll have to remind myself. So 1 there for presents, and there's no more presents there. This market, then, we have it paid off by going to Spain. We've got 2. There's no presents. This is... Oh, I can't remember if we both get presents. Let's just assume we do. I've completely forgotten if we get both presents. This one, we've got... This one, we are controlling... We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 3, 4, 5. So we're controlling the United Kingdom. That's ours. That is no one's. This is ours. That is theirs. This one is a present for myself and they control it. And that one is no one. Okay, hopefully that's all spot on. So VPs then. Let's see how we would work it. So it says it all on your board. You work your way down from... Well, you figure the markets then. So you're going to get total VPs for control, which is controlling an entire market. Secondary, so that's the top one, so 2 VPs there, but that's going to get 1 VP. Presents, as I've already said, if you've got 1 counter, you could potentially just get the 1. And then if tied, it comes down to the most investments in the region, the whole region, so these actual number of these tokens you've taken over. And if still tied, it's investment furthest to the right in the market because they're paid for the most. So at the moment, as it stands, then we'd take a VP there, 2 there, 5 there, add those up. I'm not going to add them for this game. I'd add up. So that'd be my VPs there. The black player would add those up. We then get a bonus of 3 VPs for each region controlled. So I would take 3 victory points because I have 1, 2, 3 counters influence versus the 1. If it's tied, it comes down to most investments again. You then do this market. So I'm going to get 3 victory points bonus as well as whatever's underneath these. So 3 there, 1 there, etc. 5, 1 VP for Ukraine, 4 for UK. We then go to Israel, so you can see how the power play of not investing in those emerging markets has actually left me in a really good position in terms of the victory points I'm attaining from the market here. So I would get 3 extra victory points for control in this region. I have lost out to Asia. They're definitely going to get the 3 victory points there. And interestingly, you also get 3 victory points for the control the region with the most markets. Now it's tied, so it's only 1 VP. So you got 5 here, 5 there. Black player would get 1 point. I'd get 1 point as well. Now typically you would have 3 victory points as a bonus for whoever has the most private contracts, which doesn't apply in a solo game, and whoever has the most private and public contracts. So what happens now is I add up all these. So I'm going to get 2 plus another 4 plus another 3. I would add up all the completed ones only, another 3, another 6, and another 4. So I'd add those victory points from my contracts to all the bonuses and all the points I've earned over the market. I would add up all of the points from my companies I've invested in and diversified in. That would be my score. For your opponent then, the random player, you figure out all their VPs from the bonuses here and their influence on various markets. And those cards you were taking throughout the game, you now look at those and you literally just add up the VPs on them. So 3 there, 1 VP. A bit random, I know, but it's kind of worked out in all my players. It's been quite competitive. But I find that if you can dictate that emerging market in when or if it comes into play, you can really manipulate which markets you're going to get those bonuses for, and they really add up. And that is key, because if you don't get in certain markets to produce certain things, you can see I'm quite diversified, which held me back a little bit in terms of which contracts. I typically like to go, as I've mentioned, for the government contracts to get those extra $10 bonuses for each previous one. I think I nabbed that. I would really like to work out my score, and I will actually. I'll work out my score, and I'll give you the scores down in the description as well if you're interested who actually won based on me playing here. So there we are, folks. Global Mogul. I enjoyed that, folks. That was thoroughly enjoyable, and keep an eye out for American Mogul coming soon.